Okay, today we're going to make an electric battery. I'm going to run you through the steps and processes. That way you could go ahead and use this for a class lesson to show younger students how electric motors work. Okay, so for making an electric motor, we're going to make a DC electric motor. So we're going to use electricity and we're going to turn it into mechanical motion. So how motors work, electric motors work, specifically DC, is that electrons pass through a metal object and then they turn that electrical energy into mechanical energy. So the electrons, when they flow through, have a negative charge, so that way they can be interacted by an outside force such as a magnet. So using everyday items, you could have we got a D-cell battery, 2 paper clips which are already pre-bent into these hook shapes to distribute later. I got a 4-foot, about a 20 gauge wire. I got rubber bands, and I got a magnet. And then you got your cutting instrument, depending on what you have. Like if I had uninsulated wire, it would make this a lot easier. Or if I had wire cutters, it would make it a lot easier, but I got plain old scissors to strip the ends of the electric wire. So first things first is that you want to make a coil using your wire. So the best way I find is to use the battery. It makes a pretty nice coil. You just go ahead and give yourself about 3 inches and place it on one side of the battery and then start wrapping away. And then once you get about 3 inches on this side or so, make sure you straighten out any wires. Preferably you want to end on the opposite side. See, like where I got these on it, both on the inside. So I'm going to go and bend this one back over here, so they're on both sides of the battery. So what you do is take it off the battery and then wrap the end around it. That way you can keep the coil. Make sure to keep the coil made with a wire pinched, that way it doesn't come undone. And then on the other end, like so. So you want to look like this, a little circle with 2 ends coming out on each side. So you want to straighten out each end. This is the wire that's going to have electricity go right through it. So we're going to put this down to the side, move back. So I got these 2 paper clips, already bent them to which shape I needed. These are the only 2 I got. So we should work from here. So I got my D-cell battery. So I put it on both ends, and then with a rubber band, you're going to place it on around this end. I find doing the male part of the battery first. It's a lot easier because you can hook it in like that. And then you want to bring this battery, this end, on over here. Now you got a bigger battery, you're going to have to manipulate it. So, and pass it along the other side once again to get a snug fit. So you end up with something like this, where you got two prongs right here. From where I bent the centerpiece outwards, is going to make a lot more sense when we get done. So we've got our two pieces. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put the metal coil in here. That way we have our working motor. So looking at this, we're going to place it in here. I notice I got a little bit extra on this longer end right here. So I'm going to cut it off right there. If I can get, there we go. So I don't got any wire cutters. This would make this next step easier. So next step, you're going to take off the insulation of these wires. So you want to cut a little bit to the plastic and then scrape your scissors across. This is where it gets hard. Oh, came off the second try, which is always good. And then for the other side, you want to just cut it. This is something I'd probably wouldn't do with younger kids. Very easy to cut yourself doing this. Having uninsulated wire would be the best bet. Now copper wire is pretty expensive, so you could always use craft wire. But some craft wire isn't actually copper, but is a copper coating. So you'd have to scrape off the ends, anyways, just similar to scraping off the insulation. So I think I got a little bit off. Just pull right off. So from there, you got your two copper ends. So what you're going to do is you're going to end up placing it in here. And it's going to conduct our electricity. So the next part is you're going to grab your magnet. And we're going to end up placing it right on it. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to do much. But if you flick it, if we go ahead and, okay. This one's not working too well. Because the ends right here, they're not perfectly perpendicular. So we're going to have to adjust it a little bit. This is where the little bit of the design, you change it up a little bit. Okay, so now it's working.